Hi everyone, I'm Megan.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany Macias.
And we are Team
Teach Me ABA.
powered by Piles and Associates.
Yeah, welcome. Our first Zoom meeting. I'm very excited.
Right, this is so fun. Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
This will be a little less formal than all of our other ones, but hopefully just as helpful.
Yeah, I hope so.
And helpful to us too. So
that's exactly what we want out of this.
Right? Fingers crossed. Okay. If it doesn't work, you guys hold us accountable. And so we're going to start a series on reaching your goals and how to attain them. And if we stumble anywhere along the way, then what to do when things start going wrong.
Yeah, and most importantly, you can join us because we're going to have tips for you, and then you'll see what isn't working for us, but also what can be working for you, and then we'd want to hear from you as well.
Yeah, if you guys leave some comments, then we will definitely address those in our upcoming videos. So I did some research this week about goal setting and how to achieve goals. So I'm going to reference some notes over here. So being behavior analyst, although we may have goals that don't have to do with behaviors, we want to set behavioral goals, right? So say maybe I want to lose a few pounds. I could set that as a goal, but that could also be discouraging because if I start building muscle mass, then I'm not going to be able to meet my goal. But what I do have more control over is what I'm actually doing. So we want to make sure that we're setting goals of things that we can actually do rather than these kind of other abstract things. From what I've learned, there is something called a SMART goal. So SMART is an acronym and it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-oriented. So let's try to account for all those things. Brittany, what's your goal?
Okay, so I really want to go running, not just for my own health, but for my dog's health as well. I'd really like to do that. I was an avid runner before, and then just life and work and school got in the way, and so it all changed.
No, I know. It's hard to keep up habits, especially if there's not somebody else holding us accountable to those.
Exactly. So now I think that'll be a bit more attainable. I don't know. How does that sound? So we're brainstorming here. It's the best part. If I say it to somebody else, and this might help you at home as well, maybe discussing this particular goal with a significant other or just someone you live with, that might be a good idea. But thankfully I have Megan here.
Right? Yay, accountability buddies.
Yes.
I think running more sounds like a good goal because it's a behavior. So it's specific, you know exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
And you can measure it, right? So do we want to put a measure, either a distance for how long you're running or?
Sure. Okay. So I think for me, I think I could do a good 45 minutes of running.
Nice.
About, let's say, just to start off, maybe 3 days a week.
Yeah.
I'll start off with 3 days a week. I think that's attainable.
Cool. So we've got time oriented. We've got specific.
Specific.
It is measurable because we can track that dimension. You're doing a duration. Let's see. So far we have specific, measurable, and time-oriented. Do you think that this is an attainable goal? So is this something that you'll be able to fit into your daily life 3 days per week?
Yeah, I think so. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, if we still have the curfew in place, it might be a little bit harder because I don't like to go running during the day when it's
so hot.
Really, really, really hot. And then that's when you can get into some health problems. Good point. Okay. Going to have to change this a little bit then.
All right. Let's go back to the drawing board.
Let's go back. All right. And this is the best part about coming up with these goals is that we're talking about it I have my accountability buddy to help me out. Let's actually do working out then,
Okay.
because I can measure that. I can still measure that. It is something that I can do. It's attainable because it's right behind me. I could just put it up on my screen. Yeah, we'll do that.
Great.
We'll do that. Still 3 days a week, and then it'll just be some kind of a cardio kickboxing workout or something.
Excellent.
We'll do that.
Okay, so now that we've changed that to working out, it seems attainable. And then 3 days per week. So you're a graduate student, you're working a bunch of hours, you're doing these videos and writing blogs. Do you think that you can fit 3 days a week? Is that a realistic goal for you?
Yes, that is a realistic goal for me. I could definitely pull it off before I go to a client, before I have a meeting, anything that's important with work or school, I could do it.
Okay.
It could be done, especially 3 days a week. I think that's a good baseline for me.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, have we covered all the criterion?
I think that your goal is officially SMART.
Yay, I have a SMART goal.
Yay.
Perfect. All right. Well, now that we have me, what about yours? What's your goal?
I'm going to set a similar goal. So it'll be doing workout videos. I found like a set of like 30-minute high intensity interval videos that I've been enjoying. So since I'm doing fewer minutes per time, I think I'm going to bump it up to 5 days per week.
Nice. Okay, cool. And then we're running through our SMART goals. Does this fill that criterion as well?
I think it does. I think one of my barriers has been that I live with someone who doesn't really like to work out, and so I've been getting discouraged. Not to call that certain someone out, but we actually have set a deal with one another, and so I've got him motivating me, and so I'm hoping that that's no longer an obstacle, because it's easier after a day of work to, sit around and eat ice cream. But it's not going to help me fit into my pants after quarantine ends. So hopefully, if it's not working, then we'll troubleshoot next week and see how we can overcome some of these barriers.
Sounds like we've got ourselves some good SMART goals.
Right.
And so our start date, are we considering it to be today, tomorrow?
I know you have class this coming weekend. Are you able to set aside 45 minutes to work out today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can start today.
Cool.
I could do that today.
So let's start today.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So I think it's good that we both have days per week as a target, because then we can share this data sheet that I created. I'm going to share this screen, and hopefully it
comes up. And it's not just going to be available for you and I.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're going to have this up as a link as well. So if anyone wants this data sheet, Megan will explain. It's a really simple data sheet that anyone can fill in.
Right. And I think it's also super flexible. So for those of you at home who are interested in doing your own goal, maybe it's reading more. I know a lot of people get out of graduate school and then they're just like, wow, I haven't read anything for fun in a long time. Maybe that's your goal. Maybe you want to cook at home more. Maybe you want to eat out less. There's so many different things. So you can just type the goal in here. Put as many typos as you want. Nobody's going to judge your data sheet.
It's for your eyes only.
Right. And then these boxes should be big enough to either write detailed notes or just a yes or no. So I always like building flexibility into these things so that they can be used for anything. I don't have to create a new data sheet every single time. So maybe you wanted to work out 3 hours across the whole week. You could write down how many minutes you spend each day. Ta-da! And you could track it that way. So it's pretty open-ended. And then, this is a great reminder. We want to set up reinforcers for accomplishing our goal. and then punishers if we don't reach our
Uh-oh.
goal.
Of course, but we always want to make sure that you are reinforcing yourself and not punishing yourself.
Mhm.
I guess my reinforcer, because it's already a bit calorie filled, but I enjoy boba.
Mhm.
So the drinks that maybe many of you have seen, I love those drinks so much. So I think at the end of those 3 days, I will reward myself with a boba drink. So that'll be it. Boba is what I earn. Let's see what happens if I don't. Okay, I think what I'll do is probably, yeah, I will probably have to delete like my favorite social media app for the
Mhm.
day, and that way I cannot touch it. I can't look at it. I think that's a good like punishment. It's
Yeah,
not too severe because you don't want to be too hard on yourself either.
right.
Yeah, I'll do that. I will have to delete social media apps
So one day without it, and then
for
you'll
the
be able
day.
to fill that time that you would be doing on Instagram,
Yes,
working out instead.
that'll be tough, but you know what? Goals are even tougher, and this is a good way to keep ourselves motivated. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of motivation, knowing what that punisher might be. I mean,
Right?
that's life. That's what we do every day, right? If you speed, you get a ticket. So you know that you know these things, and that's what's going to help. So no worries. I like
Exactly.
it.
Let's
Okay,
see.
what about yours?
I love takeout, and I've been spending a lot more time cooking now that I just, there's more time in a day to fill since I'm not traveling so much for work. I am working just as much, but I'm home. I'm home for dinner time, which is nice. So I've been cooking more, but I do love takeout. So I think I'm going to reward myself with maybe some takeout sushi or Thai food, kind of whatever I'm in the mood for that week.
Yummy. That sounds like a great idea.
And then for my punisher,
Yeah, punishers are so tough because you don't want, again, you don't want to be too hard on yourself.
yeah, I
Tough
know
enough.
doctorate student who donates to a certain political campaign every time they miss a deadline. And it's like, whew, do I trust myself enough to set a punisher like that? I will donate a pair of shoes every week that I don't meet my goal.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good replacement. Like, well, that's a good punisher, I think. It's going to be a tough one. But again, at least it'll keep you motivated to stay on track with your goal.
Exactly. So I guess
Okay.
our next steps will just be using that data sheet to self-evaluate, and then we'll be checking in. For us, it's a Tuesday. This video will be posted on a Saturday, but we will keep you guys updated on our Instagram story with our progress, our trials and tribulations, hopefully tons of success. So, hit that like button, give us some comments, because a little extra boost of positive reinforcement is always good. And
Hopefully you join us as well in your own goal that you've got. And then we want to hear from you as well. So whatever is your goal, we want to see it too, because that's the point of at least having a support system and your accountability buddies. That's what we're here for as well. So
I know.
we
Maybe
look
if
forward
we
to
get
it.
enough people involved, we can kind of, make it a broader thing. Maybe we'll start like a Facebook group or something, and we can all get in there and support each other no matter what our goals are. So,
I like it. Again, like, share, subscribe, please. We look forward to hearing from you.
all right. Thanks, everybody. Again, it's Megan and Brittany with Teach Me ABA,
Mhm.
and we'll be seeing you soon.